Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our first of two live broadcasts. And today we're going to be demonstrating a simple four-step process that is behind the success of all the top earners in direct sales and network marketing. And here's an interesting statistic for you. 82% of the women in the United States that make over $100,000 a year or more did it through a home-based business. More people than ever before are jumping into making money from home because in many cases where they work has been shut down. So we're going to jump into some accounts. We're going to demonstrate the process. Now, the MAX method is a simple formula that's behind the success of the top earners in every network marketing company today. 4 C's equal big bucks. With just a profile. Create that profile, put yourself out there, connect with people, the people you know and people you want to know, communicate with them, qualify them by asking questions, and close the sale with people that clearly need what you have. Now, for those of you that have participated in our retreat for top earners last Friday and Saturday, we're loading things up. The videos were all recorded by Wednesday. We expect to have all of them loaded, okay? And we have a special project launch script specifically for those who participated in the retreat. Now, for those of you that did not participate in the retreat and haven't registered for boot camp yet, you can register for the August boot camp, which starts on August the 6th. But you can start today. You don't have to wait until August the 6th because we're going to give you access to the July boot camp and all of the information. But the difference between boot camp and our retreats is that in the retreat, we include a 90-day game plan for building your business. And we also have a special project launch script and strategy that is for people that have extensive experience using my program. We touch on it in boot camp. We give you the basic script. But for it to really work, you really have to be able to take that new person and show them how to build a business, which you're going to need the 90-day game plan for that. I'm not trying to tease anybody, but that's kind of the way it is, all right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the chat window here. Whoops. A link Here's a link to register for the August boot camp, plus get the videos for the retreat. And getting the videos is just as effective as being there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm also going to give you a link to the just the boot camp all by itself, okay? And congratulations, it looks like Karen enrolled somebody, and we're going to take a look at that conversation. Okay. Create connect, communicate, and close. All right, now what we're going to do first is, like I said, for those of you that register for the August boot camp, you're going to have access to, you're going to have our chatting case studies. You're going to have our case studies for the coronavirus and how to catch a corporate whale case study. We've added flip books so you don't have to download them. And then we're going to give you access to the July boot camp. Create your page, connect with people, communicate with them, close them. So you could jump in and start watching these and start applying everything. And then on the 6th of August, we're going to start live sessions. What boot camp doesn't give you, we look at our summer boot camp, is the 90-day game plan. You have, and this here is an advanced copy. We have lessons from $16 million earners that have participated, a suggestion of personal development books you want to read, and all of these sessions, the 10 secrets that are never talked about. This is for people that aspire to become top earners, want to do it this year. Our next retreat is going to be in October. All right? It's going to be in October. All right, so that being said, what we're going to do first is I did a coaching session this morning with Magnolia, and I'm in her account, and it's all queued up, and frankly, it's ready to go. So we're going to so every day, what Magnolia's been doing is she has been reaching out to people. Let me unmute her. So she's been reaching out to people on a daily basis. And so she's been reaching out to people. She's been sending a connection message. And then she's been hitting them with our follow-up. So for example, here, if we look, we can see the first message. Your pages came up on LinkedIn. So these are all people that she sent her first message to. Now they've accepted the connection. And we could go down. This was yesterday. Every day, you want to be reaching out to new people. Now, when they accept the connection, the second part of the process is the icebreaker, starting the conversation. So here's somebody that responded. Here's somebody, again, that responded. Here's another person that responded. So she sent out the first message. And so the second message, let's pop it up here. Second message, acknowledging the fact that the connection was made. Hey, it's nice to be connected to you. How long have you been on LinkedIn? How's it working? So here she reached out to Vincent. Do something today that your future self will thank you for. He did something 9 minutes ago. Look at his profile. And let's see what he does. So he's been working for this company. So he's got a job. He's got a job. So we can just hit him with the second message. How long have you been on LinkedIn? How's it working for you? And the reason we're not going to get into any details is because you've got some better prospects on here. So it's nice to connect with you. I've made some wonderful new connections. Now here, you asked her, you hit her with the icebreaker. She hasn't responded. So she's a sales associate at Nordstrom. Let's look at her page. People aren't necessarily going to respond. Now, there are some folks, now notice, she's, look at her background. She graduated 4 years ago with a degree in business administration and management. So she was a cashier at Kohl's department store for 4.5 years. Then she became a front desk agent at a fitness club. She leaves here and becomes a sales associate at Dillard's. Then she was the assistant store manager for another store. Now she's back at another place for 7 months back in sales, stepped down from management, and now she's working at Nordstrom. And she's been top salesperson. All right, so now the question, of course, is, because we know that Nordstrom is closing a bunch of stores. Obviously, the question is, how are all these store closings affecting her? So she didn't answer this. So we've got a couple of questions that we could ask, like what prompted you to, go into retail sales? Or we hit her with this. We also have the coronavirus icebreaker. Okay, so we can come down here. Should answer this. So many of my friends who work in retail sales have been laid off from their jobs or have reduced working hours because of the coronavirus. How have you been affected? It's a copy and paste situation. We're giving you basic scripts. Let's come down a little further. So this person here, I've only been on it for a year. Let's look at her profile. The chance worth taking. Now, so we answered her. I've only been on it for a year and having so much fun meeting people that's becoming addicting. It seems that ever since Microsoft bought LinkedIn, they've added so many Facebook features that it's becoming Facebook for professionals. All right, I love what you did with your profile, especially your headline. Why are you looking for a new job? Now, one of the things that we can do, okay, is let's come back over here. And let's hit the refresh button because it doesn't show. Okay, why are you looking for a new job? Now, what we can also do is if we come back over to our document, Let's come down to the bottom here. And let's take this post about 3 C's of life. Copy this. Come back over here, and we could paste it in here. Okay, I sent this to a few friends. I sent this to friends yesterday. Okay, so this is the way it works. You reach out to people, they accept. All right, so Magnolia, you know what you got to do. Reach out to people, keep following the process, and then what we're going to do is we're going to follow up several times this week and see how you're doing. Now I'm going to flip out of this account. I'm going to come over to Karen's. And we're going to give you an example of how the whole process works, okay? So let me unmute Karen.
Good morning, Max.
Good morning, Karen. How are you? I couldn't get to you yesterday. It was nuts. I'm looking at my schedule today to see when I'll shoot you over a message when I have a better idea.
Sounds good. Yeah, I definitely wanted to address that one. Yeah.
Okay, so let's take a look at Wendy. Okay, now. All right, so let's take a look at Wendy. Now, Wendy is somebody that you didn't know before, right?
Correct.
Okay, and so Wendy, meetings, simply imagine owner, manager of global accounts. Okay, an event planner. And she was an advocate. Is this the one? Okay, well, let's see. Let's just see.
Well, obviously, I friended her because of her advocate experience.
Yeah.
That was motivation. So.
Yeah. Okay. So you reached out to her. Now, for those of you folks that don't know, let me just flip up here and go to do a search, advocate news. Multi-level marketer, advocate will pay a $150 million fine. This was last October to settle a lawsuit with the Federal Trade Commission. And last July, what they did was they canceled their distributor agreement. So everybody that was in Advocare that was building a business, they were notified last May, a year ago in May. They stopped getting paid in July. So anybody, if you had signed up a customer directly, you were still getting paid for the people that you signed up directly, but if you were a business builder, you lost that income. So you reached out to her using the gifts. What do? And I'm trying to get my business off the ground. So what is her business? Her business is experience meeting, and she's trying to get an event planner business going off the ground. And she started it in January. She also works for, she's also a manager, part-time for this, and she is an administrative director for the Kansas Livestock Association. And she's been doing that for 7 years. All right, so I'm trying to get meetings today have literally been nobody's doing meetings unless they're virtual. So what prompted you to start a meeting and planning business? Always wanted to work for myself. All right. Have you pursued any other entrepreneurial ventures in the past? No, but I'm open to options. Okay, now it's kind of interesting that you took this route, and I have to admire your patience because, clearly, if we look at her profile, she was an advocate for 16 years. Now that is, that's her own business too, but you don't mention it. And so, again, remember, compliments. I don't think of myself like that. I hate managing millennials. I am so service and customer focused that I want to make sure everyone is getting what they want. I'm a people. I have an office full of millennials. Their entitlement drives me crazy. Now, the most important thing here is look at the amount of typing she's doing. Back and forth, back and forth. On a business note, can you share what type of LinkedIn account you have? I'm trying to decide if I should upgrade to a fee-based. Okay. Now, there are a number of accounts that you could have. The question, of course, is what are you trying to do? Okay, so here you go. Giving her advice. Okay, so again, we're pulling the script out of the whale document. And yeah, you've never mentioned Advocare. Now let me look at.
Well, not yet.
Okay. Well, I know at some point in time it had to come up. So, I think a career change would be great, but really unsure where. Here we go. I love the gym. Okay, so basically she wanted discounted products. Or at least that's what you said. Now, were you building a business? Okay, so she was just a customer. So you're using the script would you like, okay, many professionals I work with, including myself, have turned to the internet, generate extra full-time income. Would you like to know more about it? Okay, so you're bringing the reality of, you're just using the scripts exactly like. Now, one thing.
I had to do a lot of editing on
No,
this
yes, no, you did. I'm glad you did because number one, she's not going to she wasn't a leader in Advocare. She's not going to come over and bring a lot of people with her. She's not, you know what I'm saying? So you did a great job here in editing this. Now, okay, so you're giving her the bigger picture Okay. And what you say? All right, so congratulations. I mean, folks, this is the way it works. Okay, this is the way it works. You reach out to people. Notice, but what I want to point out is look at how communicative she is. Look at how many times she says to you, thank you. Okay? Okay? Thank you. Thank you for the, now, have you pursued any other entrepreneurial ventures? No, but I'm open. These are the kinds of conversations that you can be having every day. Every day. And the best part about it is, in exploring her experience, okay, as far as her network marketing experience, it had to come up, and she was just a customer. Just a customer. So, congratulations on this, and then of course, see, the next part of this process is you have to take this person, introduce her to. So, what did you do? A Zoom thing, and
Right. I did a Zoom, and I did the whole overview, and then she actually started with the home conversion. So she started with the biggest package, and then she's starting her training. I just did another Zoom with her and started training with her.
And so what you want to do when you bring somebody into the business is you want to help them, become successful very, very quickly. And the sooner you can take a new recruit in whatever business you're in and help that person start making money. And you could do that actually before they even get the products. The faster, number one, you help people make money right away, and they're going to stay in the business. Okay? So, folks, this is what you're all looking at. Okay? Okay, we got another good example. So I'm going to pop out of Karen's account, and I'm going to jump into Carol. Now this is an example where Carol tried to sell. Let me unmute Carol.
Good morning, Max.
Good morning. So this is somebody that tried to sell you something?
Right, it popped up right away.
Mm-hmm. And let's look at Tammy. And so you turned the tables on her.
Mm-hmm. It was a quick conversation and close over 2 days or so. Let's see, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay. Yeah, she was working.
Okay. So Tammy, she's an esthetician. And that's all you see. So let's look at the conversation. So she sends you a connection. Let's see what she said.
Super glad to connect with you. My name is Tammy Chartier. I live in Winnipeg, and I'm a mom to 2 teenagers. I see on your profile you are into health and wellness and have great leadership qualities. I have something I think you need to take a look at. I have just partnered with a new athleisure company still in pre-launch, so it's a great ground floor opportunity. I am looking for like-minded people to join me. Are you open to me sending you some information?
Okay. So, folks, this is what a lot of people are doing. I mean, it's like going to the mall and walking up to everybody that you see. If I could show you a way to make $1,000 a week working part-time from home, would you be interested? So you wrote right away, thanks for the connection. How are you surviving COVID? How about you? See, if you ask somebody a question, they come back and they ask you what you do. Whatever you ask them, they're going to come back and ask you the same question. What do you do? They'll tell you. They'll come back and ask you what you do. What did you have for lunch yesterday? They'll tell you, and then they'll come back and ask you what you had for lunch. So, now it's almost like you ignored the message.
I did.
Mm-hmm. Been an esthetician for more than 20 years. I was off for 4 months, and in the last month I started a new business, and that's going well. So now you're asking her, what's your new business? Okay. Very interesting business. Now, how are you doing with it so far? And I realized that it's new. Are you making any money? So let's see, she sent you this. Let's see what it is.
So I went and Googled Savvy
Mm-hmm.
and kind of got in that way.
So we come over here.
Clothing. Mm-hmm.
SAVI?
2 V's. And then I saw the realized it was the same thing, and so I went to Savvy just to see. Savvy.com fashion. Yeah, second one.
Okay, home, clothing. Okay, now, right off the bat, it could be a very, very nice company, and they could have great products. But people, well, except for maybe my wife, don't buy clothes, every day or every week. And let's see how you handle this. Now,
She never asked me what I did, but I figure I had nothing to lose with her.
right. Okay, so you did an online thing with her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Friday night.
And she liked it and she signed up.
She did. Mm-hmm.
And you didn't have...
She really likes it. She's a person who needs non-toxic and healthy products.
Mm-hmm.
We had a great time. She's a great gal.
Mm-hmm.
And a new friend.
Mm-hmm. Now, so folks, here you saw 2 examples of, how this process works. And so I love it because she initially reached out to you. And when you start to, now because she's an esthetician, I mean, you can dazzle her. Let's take a look at her profile. So you come up here, you can see, you're going to helping her get her profile set up, giving her advice. because you're connected to her, well, she doesn't have her birthday listed. You can see her email, but I'd be willing to bet if I tried to look her up, and I'm going to do it from my LinkedIn account. So I try to look her up. All you're going to see is this. So the first thing you do is give her that lesson and show her how she can be more visible. And that's that happens to be a great tool when you're talking to a prospect, all right? Especially if you're if they've got any kind of circle of influence. When you bring them into your business and you show them how they can immediately, aside from reaching out to the people that she knows, she can come up here on LinkedIn all by itself. Look at all the estheticians that you can show. There's 283,000 estheticians. And if we say, let's look, looking for opportunities. Well, there's 754 estheticians that are looking for an opportunity. If we do opportunities, you got another 840. All right? But as an esthetician, looking for opportunity. People in the beauty field that are looking for an opportunity. There's over 20,000. So looking for opportunities in beauty, 26,000. So there are plenty of opportunities for all of you to talk to people. And when you bring them into your business, in addition to showing them how they can connect with the people that they know and show them, the other thing that you want to do is you want to show them how to connect with people on here that they don't know, but they share common interests and values. Now I'm going to pop out of here and we're going to jump into Wesley's account. And Wesley is talking to someone called Kanita. Okay, so Kanita's right here. And let's take a look at who Kanita is. See, think about this for just a minute. You know more about a person by reading their profile than, in many cases, than you've lived next door to them. So she's a district manager, retail leader with talent in inventory management. She's unemployed. And, whoa, she's been unemployed. Wait a minute, what is this? So, according to this, she's been unemployed for the last 8. So this can't be right. So let's look at the conversation. Okay, now what you've done here is you've picked, after seeing that you're a district manager, there are different district managers in a multitude of industries and companies. So I probably would have said, after saying that you're a district manager in the retail industry, well, she accepted you. How long have we been on LinkedIn? Okay, so 2 to 3 years as far as connecting for job prospects, not well. Okay, so now you're giving her some, this is what I'm talking about. All right, so what you're doing is you're giving her some advice. Okay, now you're asking her, what have you been doing financially since you became unemployed? Now, see, the question really, you want to find out, what do you do? I was in an accident a few years back. I mean, according to her profile, I mean, what's this? I mean, according to this, for 18 years, she's been unemployed. So let's look at how you handle that. All right, now, you're talking about the t-shirt business. As a district manager. So you're focusing on the t-shirts. Okay. She's a district manager. Who'd she work for? Uh, okay, now, how do you feel about network marketing? This is an example of what we call a manipulative question. Okay? Because out of the blue, you're saying, hey, how do you feel about network marketing? Well, what do you know about network marketing? See, when you ask somebody what do they do, I mean, you've got to look at their profile. It's not clear. District manager, unemployed. So if we come back over here and we look at the conversation, okay, 2 to 3 years. All right. So now you're giving her advice. Now you're giving her advice, and this is phenomenal advice. I mean, this is a way that you can really make a connection with people. Let's go over here. And of course, if we look and we see she hasn't done anything with the advice you gave her. She hasn't changed a thing. All right. Now, what have you been doing to survive since you've been unemployed? I was in an accident a few years back, a bad one. Every answer that you get to a question contains the seeds to a next question. Okay? Now, first of all, you mentioned district manager. She was a district manager. See that you're a district manager. And again, I would have said in retail. So who did she work for? If you ask somebody, what do you do? And they came back and they said, I'm a network marketer, or I'm a network marketer, the question is always, what company are you working with? When somebody says, I'm a district manager, for what company? What? I work at the post office. What do you do there? So what we don't know is the company that she works for, number one. Now, what have you been doing to survive since you've been unemployed? I was in an accident a few years back. How long ago? What's a few years back? Was it 5 years back? Was it 10 years back? And it was a bad one. What happened? What happened in the accident? Okay? And she put some money aside. Now she makes t-shirts. My husband's employed, but I'm doing okay. Well, what about the accident? What about where she works? So you're talking to her about the t-shirts she's making when you should be talking about her past. You were a district manager for what kind of a company? What did that involve? A district manager doesn't just manage one store. They manage a bunch of stores. What happened? So we come down here and, what? Okay, so she makes t-shirts. What prompted you to go into the t-shirt making business? 70 hours a week working, then nothing. Okay? Then nothing. So she's making t-shirts because it's therapeutic. How, you and your team together, how do you advertise? So I was working up to 70 hours as a district manager before the position was eliminated. But wait a minute. Okay? So again, you do not have a clear idea of who this person is. Okay? She worked as a district manager. She was putting in 70 hours a week. Who did she work for? You don't know. How long ago was the accident? You don't know. What kind of an accident was it? You don't know. She got some kind of a settlement. What kind of a settlement? You don't know. She's making t-shirts to save her sanity. I want to keep busy. Dabbling in it. In between t-shirts, I'm reinventing myself in the business world. Working on a resume. Okay. Now you're asking her about t-shirts. Reinventing myself in the business world. Okay, what would you like to do? You keep talking about t-shirts. So what happens is, Wesley, you got to stay focused. And again, it really comes back down. What problem do you become a district manager? You don't start out working in retail as a district manager. Okay? You don't start out as a district manager. And you work your way up. Who did she work for? Okay. What does your husband do? He fixes recycling equipment. Now, I know you have a website. What is it? I don't have a website. Never assume. Never assume. Wesley, I mean, it's kind of like you're taking 5 steps backwards. Okay? How could I learn more about your business? Do you have a website? And so, what does your husband do? What does your son do? But you're avoiding, or you haven't touched, warehouse work. Okay. What did you love the most about your job? Again, you still don't know what the job was. Who was she working for? And now, how do you feel about network marketing? You're all over the place. You're all over the place. So this is an example. There's about 11 different examples in here of what you don't want to do. You're having a conversation with someone that's not working. What did they do? She was a district manager. Who'd she work for? How long did she work as a district manager? She said, I had an accident. How long ago did you have the accident? You all have got to be very, very specific when you talk to people. You want to learn about the other person. You started out by giving her advice on fixing up her LinkedIn page. She didn't take it. Didn't take it. Now, how do you feel about network marketing? How about what experience have you had with network marketing? What network marketing companies have you worked for? But there's no transition line. There's no, many of the people that I meet that work from home are also involved in a network marketing company to generate an extra income. What experience do you have with network marketing? You are just taking this out of left field and you're entering into the conversation, and this is a classic example of asking a manipulative question, compounded by the fact that you're asking it to someone and you still don't have the basic information covered. So this is really a phenomenal potpourri, and Wesley, thank you for providing us with this example of how you can butcher a conversation, not focus on the right things. We saw at the beginning with Magnolia, she's just starting the process. If we come back here, started the process. Okay, exactly the same. Started the process exactly the same way. And then here, you just step in it. So, I'm giving all of you a recipe for a key lime pie. Okay? Giving you a recipe for key lime pie. You come over here on Google. Okay, key lime pie. Best key lime pie. All right, now we'll come down here. Always start with cracker graham crust. Okay, key lime pie. Okay, you want a great key lime pie, you follow directions. You follow a recipe. How you make your cracker graham crust. How you make the filling. The ingredients that you need. The topping. And the instructions. You follow the instructions, okay? And you will have a phenomenal key lime pie. Well, if you follow our instructions on how you talk to people, what you say to people, and how you keep the conversation on the other person, you will make the same key lime pie that has won this A Woman Awards. Deviate from the recipe and you won't be able to give away this key lime pie. I will be back at 4 o'clock this afternoon, and we'll do some more examples of how easy, how simple it can be to connect with perfect prospects for your business. Qualify them by asking questions. Pay them compliments and close the sale. But you got to stay focused. You got to stay focused. And here, scripts, word for word, document by document. Anyone with any level of experience can recruit a whale into your business. A whale is someone with a lot of connections. It's available for you in boot camp. Corporate leaders in many industries are jumping into network marketing. They've lost their jobs. LinkedIn will let you connect with these people, enroll them in your business. They know a lot of people. They will join your business when you follow the scripts. Whales, corporate executives from companies that have shut down. Recruit professionals from the restaurant industry, from the retail industry. Because when life hands you lemons, you can make lemonade. What looks like a catastrophe can end up being a wonderful new opportunity. People in network marketing, companies are closing. Companies are pulling out of markets. You could do the same thing when you follow the recipe. All these people are waiting to talk to you. They're waiting. They're easy to connect with. They're easy to talk to. Easy to find. Whales in some professions that are better than others. But if you do not stick to the scripts, if you do not follow the directions, then you will not be in this group, ladies. 82% of women in the United States making over $100,000 a year are doing it through a home-based business. More people than ever before are interested in a home-based business. I'm giving you the recipe, but if you don't follow the recipe, and I got to tell you something, that's the reason that I do boot camps, because people pick up my courses, my home study course, Endless Free Leads, will step you through the entire process. People will buy it, they'll go through it, they'll try it, and then they'll come back and say, that Max Steingart's full of shit. His program doesn't work. Did I just say that? And it's not the program, folks. It's not the program. I am giving you a perfect recipe. But if you don't follow the recipe, then you're going to get bad results. Hope you join me in our upcoming boot camp. Until next time, best of luck in building your business, and God bless.